What's happening, guys? It's Bharat Nagpal for iGyaan, and today we're going to be checking out the Asus FonePad. Now this is a tablet cum phone which was launched last month in India. It's priced at 15,500 rupees and is possibly one of the best devices that you can get in the price range if you are looking for a combination of phone and tablet. And in terms of the size and ratio, if it fits your specifications, you might really want to consider this, and we'll tell you why. Let's start off with the hardware on this phone tablet hybrid. On the inside is an Intel Atom Z2420 processor or a Z2460 processor, depending on where you're getting it from. The CPU is either 1.2 GHz or 1.6 GHz. The PowerVR SGX 540 GPU is what handles the graphics. You have 8 or 16 GB capacities, and you have a 1 GB of RAM on the inside. In India, the tablet that has been launched has an 8 GB capacity. Now the tablet also has two cameras. There is a main 3.15 megapixel camera which does do 720p video, and there is a 1.2 megapixel front facing camera which will do VGA video if at all. And the operating system on this is Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. Let's take a look at the tablet and what goes around it. On the front we have a 1.2 megapixel camera, like we said earlier. You have the earpiece over here. You have a 7-inch 800 by 1280 pixel display, which is a 216 pixels per inch, which is quite nice for a tablet of this size. On the bottom you can see the Asus logo. If you turn the device towards the bottom, you can see the microphone pinhole, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and you have a micro USB charging and data syncing port. There's nothing on the right side of the device. On the top is the secondary microphone for noise cancellation. On the left is the power button along with the volume rockers, and on the back is the 3.15 megapixel main camera along with the embossed Asus logo, the Intel Inside logo at the bottom over here, and you also have a speakerphone grill almost in the location like it is on an iPad. The top part of this phone pad comes out where you can insert a micro SIM card or a micro SD card for enhancing your capacity up to 32 GB. You can also use this device as a phone, so hence it's called the phone pad, and hence it takes a micro SIM card slot. So this is the lock screen. Not a lot of customizations on the lock screen, but Asus has added a bunch of new things on the front of the device, or on the skinning version of the device. So you can see a nice notification panel that lets you adjust a couple of things. So you have your brightness toggle right here. You can also turn on GPS, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. All those things are easily visible on the notification panel. If you go into the audio wizard, it lets you select what mode of audio you're in, which is nice. You can also jump directly to your settings panel from here, and you can also turn on or off Wi-Fi from here. So you can have network access from here, and then your audio toggles and your settings panel. You can also turn brightness to auto. So a couple of things that you can adjust from here. What Asus has also done is they've also added this intelligent home which has a bunch of wizards and widgets. So for example, I can have an audio wizard widget that plays up right here. It shows me what kind of audio profile is selected. I can have a small browser widget that opens up websites and stays on top over here. For referencing, you have Buzz Buddy, or a Buddy Buzz, sorry. So it gives you a friend stream or a social feed input of everyone. You have a quick launch for a calculator. If I go further out, you also have a calendar. You also have countdown, dictionary, lots of things over here that you can turn on automatically. So they keep showing in the home screen. So as many as you want to add, you can add an email client right here. So I can continue to add lots of widgets on top. And I also have a video player, a to-do list, a stopwatch, a sticky memo. So a lot of people use memos, so these things can be on top. I can have lots of widgets, although I don't have enough space over here, but I can continue to open all these widgets together. It doesn't slow down the performance of the device a lot, but it does slow it down. It does affect it a little bit. If you come into the phone dialer, you'll see a very stock looking dialer. So not a lot of customizations there. You can go into your call logs, your contacts, or your favorites. Once you do have them synced, they'll all start to show up over here. For messaging, we have a very standard looking keyboard over here. So not a lot has been customized, but Asus has done a bunch of things here to make the keyboard a lot easier. So you have your quick access to numbers and functions. You also have smileys and a bunch of things that have been preloaded. You also have language selection over here that lets you select between a bunch of languages. So you can choose your input method from here. You also have voice, which is nice, and just a nice looking keyboard overall. It's fairly easy to type on this keyboard. When you switch from portrait to landscape, it just stretches out. I wish they would have rearranged the icons here or the keyboard buttons here, but they just stretch out to make a slightly inconvenient keyboard to use. The browser is fairly responsive and it opens up websites really nice. So you can see it shows up the full website over here. You can continue scrolling through this. Fairly fluid scroll. You also have the scrolling tag that lets you scroll faster. So in case you don't want to scroll with your hand, you can scroll with the scrolling bar on the side. Pinching in is very smooth, more than I expected it to be from this tablet. So it's fairly fast and responsive. It works really well as a internet access product because tablets are usually meant for content consumption, and it works really well on this. Another thing that I'd like to mention is that even on the home screen, if you shift from portrait to landscape, you get a landscape view. So you can use the tablet in a horizontal format as well. For those people who like to use it in a landscape view, you will truly enjoy that experience. Let me play a video for you guys. I'd like to show you a bunch of things over here. So let's go into one of our videos. We just uploaded an iOS 7 parody. I hope you guys have seen it already. So let me just play it up for you guys.
हमने हमेशा डिजाइन को कुछ ऐसे सोचा है कि ये कुछ उससे ज्यादा है जो सिर्फ दिखता है। ये वो चीज है जो सब जगह काम करती है बट बहुत सारे गलत हो रहे हैं। एंड में जाहिर है कि डिजाइन हमारे बहुत सारे एक्सपीरियंस को डिफाइन करता है।
So a couple of things that I like to bring to attention is that since this is a slightly wider display, you get letterboxing, so you do get a little black area at the top and bottom. Video playback is surprisingly very good. Viewing angles on this display are also really nice. Apart from the fact that this is a glossy screen, so unless you have the brightness turned up all the way up, you will start to see reflections of other things. Increasing the brightness reduces that, but the viewing angles are really nice on this display. Really nice display from Asus on the FonePad. You will actually enjoy consuming media a lot. The speakerphone, however, could have been a little louder. As we said during gaming as well. Saw our gaming video and we feel that the performance of the Asus could have been better, but you should go and watch the full gaming video to understand what it's like. In terms of performance, you can also go and check out the benchmarks of the Asus to understand what the hardware is like and what the benchmark score was. You can go ahead and check that out. Let's talk about the camera on the tablet. If you open up the camera app, you'll see a really nice user interface. It's a pity that the camera is not that great. It's only a 3.15 megapixel camera. You do have things like autofocus that work really well, but the overall picture quality from the camera is anything but nice. So that is one thing that Asus really left out on, it seems. The image quality is really bad. In low light conditions, you almost get no image that you can use. It's always blurry. You do have a bunch of nifty features on the camera app, however. It lets you switch from photo to video. Simple toggle in most cases as it is. You can select your video quality. You have exposure value compensation, very minute adjustments over here. You also have some effects, just standard effects. You have white balance. You have a couple of settings that you can have. So you can turn guidelines on for a better access. You can also get rid of the menu from the side. So overall, the camera app is really nice, but the camera itself is not that great, and you will truly understand that when you start using this device if you decide to get it. One more thing that we think that companies should really start doing is putting buttons on the bottom and not within the screen. Although it's become more of a Android standard nowadays, buttons on the screen are slightly better than buttons buttons off the screen are slightly better than buttons on the screen because it makes it for easy access available all the time, and it doesn't eat up a little bit of the real estate on the screen. So those things are really important. A couple of apps that Asus has added to make the experience a little better. So you have a color temperature setting for your video that lets you change the display settings a little bit. It's called Asus Splendid, and it lets you really adjust hue and temperature, all that. So they've given you some sample images that you can use to adjust all those things, which is nice. If you come into Asus Story, it's almost like a picture feed. So you collect stories, you make a feed, and then you can play it back for your friends, almost like a timeline of your images. It makes for a fun experience, but you have to be a person who clicks a lot of images. Again, Asus Studio is a gallery application, so it lets you look at your images. Here you can see me with my jug of cold coffee right there. So image quality is mediocre, but we had a lot of light on, and so you won't really enjoy the kind of image quality that you would expect from this device. Audio Wizard is again something that I showed you off earlier. It lets you just switch between audio profiles. You have something called block list, so you can block callers so that they can't call you. So all your property callers and your insurance callers, banks, you can all put the phone list in this and they'll stop. They'll just get a busy tone on the other end. Buddy Buzz is like a social feed for all your networks. So you have Facebook, Twitter, and Plug. I don't even know if anyone uses that in India, but you have those, so you can get an aggregated feed from your friends. So just a couple of apps that Asus has added to make it slightly better. You also have a setup wizard, so once you start the device, you can set up everything as per your requirement. Asus is also really nice with widgets. With their transformer, I remember they put up this weather widget, which is really nice. You can also customize the home screen with live wallpapers. Asus gives a really nice water wallpaper, which has been really popular. So you can also set that in the background. You have nice water animation effects. When you cross through, you can also see some bubbles. So in terms of performance, everyday use is really nice. It doesn't lag or crash at all in most cases. Actually never faced a crash with this. If you talk about phone quality, it's a little difficult holding the tablet to your ear and talking on it, but the quality is really nice. Networks always almost remain strong, and as a phone device, it's really spectacular. If you don't mind holding a 7-inch tablet to your face, which honestly I've seen a lot of people do nowadays, and if you don't care, then no one else cares. So if this solves your purpose, this will actually make for a good device, and it's an all-round device. For a price of 15,000 rupees, you get a mix of both a phone and a tablet, so it eliminates the need for two devices if you can adjust with this size, because you'll have to carry it every day. You can also get a Bluetooth headset to let you communicate. So there you go, guys. This is a quick review of the new Asus FonePad. A good mix of hardware and software from Asus. Performance-wise, it is also pretty good. It's not the best that you can expect, but it is pretty good, and your day-to-day tasks, including some document editing, can be done on this. It's a great go-to device if you're traveling, and it'll actually help you do a lot of things on the go. Battery life is also pretty good on this. It lasts you a good 7 to 8 hours of working, 4 to 5 hours of talk time, which is really fantastic for the kind of size of the display that we have over here. The battery on the inside is a fairly nice 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so it actually does a lot more than it's supposed to. One more feature that Asus has added is this really nice screenshot feature. So if you hold down on the multitasking button, it clicks a screenshot and it comes into an editor, almost like the Galaxy Note, where you can just pull out color pencils and paint brushes, crayons, etc., and then you can just start annotating on the screen. And it's really responsive in terms of that. You can also get an eraser, erase your annotations. So do fun stuff with your annotations. You can leave a message bubble. So I can leave stuff here, move it around, and that's it. Then I can write in it. I can put some text. And you get this really nice animation. You get a bubble, which looks really nice, and so you can customize it. You can also put some preloaded fun things over here. So I can put these, and if you watch the if you watched the iOS parody, you will know the significance of this word. So there you go, guys. This was a quick review of the Asus FonePad, a really go-to device from Asus, and I feel the price is really nice. Performance-wise, it's good. Battery life is good. Asus is a great company when it comes to tablets. I've personally used transformer pads myself, and they work really well, and this build quality from Asus is really nice. Their warranty and service is also pretty good in India. So overall, we feel that it's a great device. Again, you can be the judge of whether or not you want a phone in your tablet, and if you do, this option is one of the better ones. If you have any questions or queries, do leave them in the comment section below. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Check out iGyaan.in, and make sure you check out YouTube, because we'll be doing a lot of fun stuff. So check out youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaan TV. For iGyaan Networks, this is Thank you guys for watching.